Hey guys, it's West here, back with episode 4 of the account improvement series on SMStarrynite's account. As you can see in the background, we're in Dragons, and everyone's saying, "What the heck are you doing, Jeremy? You spent the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks in Giants B10 increasing the speed, or increasing the efficiency and decreasing the speed of her Giants B10 team, ruining up all these different monsters, increasing the damage output, doing all this work to make Giants B10 better." Well, let me tell you, when you have Feng Yan, Varad, and then you pull another amazing violent monster, it's really hard to stay out of Dragons. So, a poll that I made on her account over the past few weeks, or the past week, I should say, has completely changed the direction of this account as a whole. So we pulled Perna. We pulled Perna out of one stone summon that she just happened to have, and I went in and I did one stone summon, and of course, with Starry Knight's typical luck, I pulled a Perna out of it. And so we're heading back into Dragons B10 just because all of these monsters that I've already stated, plus Jasoon, plus Miang, plus all these other monsters she wants to build, just work so well on Violent. So all this work going into Giants B10 wasn't for nothing, because Giants B10 is still going to be important, and the rune quality we got still going to be important, but now we're back in farming Dragons B10 because we need Violent runes, or we really want Violent runes to be able to play with all these toys. So after all this work, we're just throwing it all away anyways and going back into Dragons B10. Out of the process, we got a 6-star, almost max skilled Lucasia, Helia, there we go, Dark Harpy. And we got some better rune quality for Bernard, for Megan, for Lucian, Tashar. So we definitely did make real improvements on the account. And I would say pulling a Nat 5 for Starry Night is a pretty good improvement that I made. I'm going to take credit for that because I summoned it when I was on the account. So if you guys want Nat 5s, let me play on your account. Small aside, if any of you were following along with what's been going on in the streams over the past few weeks, and what's going on in the guild and stuff like that, or you're just in the know about what I do in Summoner's War, which I know some people are. Some people pay attention to that stuff for whatever reason. But I've been playing on Ghetto Sith Lord's account, a wonderful viewer who frequents my streams and is in my Discord channel, and I've been taking care of his account because he's been busy on a work adventure that, of course, it's real life. It takes more priority over a video game. And so he entrusted me and allowed me to play on his account. So I've been, very graciously, of course, I've been enjoying his account, playing around with all the toys on his account. I've pulled him 2 Nat 5s within the past 4 weeks. The last 2 Nat 5s were both water, and I pulled them within a week of each other. I pulled Chow, and then I pulled Annabelle. In my opinion, 2 very, very good Nat 5s, very solid units that have great usability in Guild Wars and other areas of PvP. So it's pretty exciting. I've been pulling Nat 5s all over the place. I pulled Zeros a few weeks back on different accounts, so I guess playing on other people's accounts leads to them getting good monsters. But back to this account, we have been farming a lot. We have been making improvements, and now being back in Dragons B10, we're going to be looking for the bruiser or tanky damage dealer runes and the fast damage dealer runes for Perna. We're going to be looking for the high speed, high defense, high HP runes for Feng Yan and Varad. Of course, looking for accuracy on Varad. So that's what we're going to be doing, or that's what I would recommend for this account moving forward. Starry Knight's going to take her account back, and she's actually going to start farming on her own account after this video. So I get one less account on my plate of 8 accounts currently. So that'll be nice, but I'm really happy with the progress that we've made on the account. Overall, being able to do Dragons B10 now is also because of the improved runes on units like Megan. We did some changes to this Sigmaris. Sigmaris is not as good as I would like him to be, but it's good enough. So Sig works here. Vertihill's on a very standard speed, crit rate, HP, like tanky build just to survive, and he just naturally does tiny little bit of damage with attack buff and defense break on the enemy. So Vero's really the powerhouse here, and Sig pretty much is here for the max HP base damage, and that's it. And of course the freezes and the waves help with reliability. The stun from Vero and the freeze from Sigmaris also help. But overall, I'm happy with this team. I think it's pretty decent. It's about a 93% success rate. I did the math a few days back. I don't have it on hand, but it's above 90% success rate, so it works for the most part. And this is where she's going to be spending the next probably 2 months of progression farming here. Another unit that I pulled that's very significant on this account recently, and I'll go show the monster box after this run, is the Water Chakram. So Previously, I talked about how she had all of the boomerangs, all the boomerang warriors, the water, wind, and fire one, and she had yet to pull a chakram to be able to use one of them. And of course, I got her the water chakram, which is probably the best in terms of just pure PvE progression. I understand the fire one's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not underrating it, but in terms of raw damage output, you're going to see a lot more damage from the water chakram, especially in stage like giant in Dragons B10. So she's probably not too far out from being able to have the exact same team that I have in Dragons B10, which is Verd lead, Galleon, Vero, Water Boomerang, and Water Chakram. And using that team, you could get like sub 1 minute Dragons B10 time with pretty, okay rune quality. The rune quality is not insane. Of course, grinds help and speed up the runs, but I'll be able to achieve that composition maybe a month or two from now. If we need to, we'll head back into Giants, but for the most part right now, I just want to get the Perna runed up. I want to get Feng Yan on some better runes, and I want to get Farad on Violent. So that way she could clear some more Guild War content. It'll definitely significantly help with her TOA progression. You can see this is about a 2-minute run, which is nice, and it's mostly because the Vero shaves about 30 seconds off being a damage dealer. But her TOA progression will be sped up by that as well. You can see her mana is actually really high, even though we have been crafting runes. We might have a few rune crafts. We have one rune craft. Let's get something good. Hey, legendary 6-star Violent rune. That's a reappraisable rune. That's literally that one rune craft has summarized my entire time on SMStarrynite's account. She has this rune too. So it's pretty much like, oh, I'm gonna do this one thing because I'm curious about how it's gonna go, and like it's instant luckiness, instant like this is great. So we've been working on getting Violent runes for her account. We have this, which is really really nice. This support rune, which is going to probably go on Varad when Varad goes on to Violent. Speed, accuracy, HP, and defense. It could also go into any other support ever. It's just a really, really solid rune overall. We've got a lot of odds and ends. We have some speed here. But for the most part, you can see the Violent runes are really, really lacking. Speed of Megan has gone up by 15, 17 since I got the account. Speed of Bernard went up by about 20. Here's the Sigmaris. The Sigmaris' runes are really slow, which is the only problem. So if we could eventually switch some runes around when free rune removal comes around, because I'm going to do free rune removal on her account as well, I'll probably make that a little bit faster. But her TOA is set. Her Lucian's nice and fast enough for everything it needs to be fast for, so that's pretty good. Here's the Feng Yan that's currently on Violent. Okay runes, I dare to say okay. The defense, I want the defense to be like plus 1200 and the HP to be plus like 25,000. That's my ideal Feng Yan. Of course, I'm not gonna like set the standards too high. Also, speed like plus 100, plus 120 would be nice. Those are just stats that we're aiming for in general. Bella's fine. Bella's, I mean, meh. Bella doesn't really need too much. Bella has enough accuracy, and that's all that really matters. Miang's another unit that we 6-starred Miang because she did say that she was interested in Miang, and she's interested in a Miang damage build. So either on Violent or Swift, we're going to end up with Miang on a speed crit damage attack build for fun, for Guild Wars. I understand it's not the ideal raid build, or it could be if your stats are high enough, but for her it's more about fun units to play with. So we have that. We have our Water Chakram here. We already awakened it just because I was so excited when we got it. So super amazing, happy to have that. Any other units that we pulled besides Perna here? Not really. Amarna's runed up and running just fine, and we've been doing some stuff with Guild Wars. Oh, and last thing is we're going to be putting a big focus on her getting her next Ifrit, because we do want to get her to Syrian or Theomars just so that she can contribute more in Guild Wars, because she kind of wants like one more unit or one more interchangeable unit for Guild Wars. Now, right now, we are currently fighting farming guilds, so this is like nothing. She doesn't need a Theomars or a Tessarian to fight a level 18, but sometimes we do get up to those fighter level guilds at the end of the week or toward the middle of the week if we've gotten too many wins. So having those extra units to interchange as a damage dealer or a utility monster is going to be pretty nice. But there's not too much to really worry about with her account. It's just farming at this point. I mean, she has all the units she needs for TOA hard, for even raid. She has all the units, all the core units required. I mean, she has a Marna, which is like an S tier raid unit, so she's pretty much set. So from here, it's just going to be farming Dragons B10 and getting runes for those units. Now, if you guys have any questions or comments on the series or the progression on SMStarrynite's account, of course, leave those in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, it's West again. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more.